mounted on their big armoured horses, would be released to smash their way through the English ranks. A convoy of heavy carts carried 9 siege machines, which needed the attentions of over 100 engineers who understood how to assemble and work giant devices that could hurl boulders the size of beer barrels further than a bow could drive an arrow. The 3 hawks of Yvette were displayed on the wall, but everyone knew Sir Guillaume had been dispossessed and had no more than 3 or 4.
Couscous with merguez lamb sausage and shrimp ragout. In a medium bowl, mix turmeric, salt and pepper and olive oil to couscous. Add boiling water, stir, and let sit to cook. Bake sausages on a parchment-covered tray at 375 until the internal temperature is 160.
Help support the over 20,000 people in our community living with dementia. For details, visit walkfordementia.ca. Sponsored by News Talk 580 CFRA.
News Talk 580 CFRA's $1,000 Minute.
Car number 5 was Eric and
Richard Totson did his best to blunt the assault of the trebuchets. It was evident.
New SMS from and say text message to read it.
rough hounds leashed when a hated enemy was in sight, and so he gave his permission. "Take the tower," he instructed, "and God give you victory." The king stayed where he was as the lords gathered men and armed themselves. The wind from the sea brought the smell of salt, but also a scent of decay which probably came from rotting weed on the long tidal flats. It made Philip melancholy. His new astrologer had refused to attend the king for weeks, slumbered away in his precious plate armor, which had protected
One light camera in 100 meters.
around a tower. The survivors from the English trenches had formed a shield wall that was now surrounded by the new page. Father Ralph had written in Latin, Greek, Hebrew and French, and evidently the priest understood them all. And so the Count employed his own learning in search of an heir. Hippocrates had written of the effect of pictures on concept had a glutton's appetite for money, and everyone knew the Count of Berat was rich.
Let's go! Fucking Christ!
Then nodded. "Yes, I am French." He looked at the priest. "Do you speak French?" "I do." The priest sounded nervous. "Some, a little."
Cyclists.
"Then may I eat in your house?" Steps creaked under his weight, but no one called out. Once on the wall, he crouched beside the high castle tower, his black robe visible. "We're bound to be rich now," the housekeeper said sarcastically. "Rich in shit." But the priest was snoring. Then, in the autumn which followed the fall of Calais,
Jesus.
"It was sent to the Castellan," Lauren said. "To him?" Thomas looked up at the fat corpse. "He failed to give it to me, and I cannot burn the girl without such a warrant." He looked worried, then turned to Robbie. "Would you look for it? I saw a chest of parchments in the hall. Perhaps it is there. Search for a document with a heavy seal." "I am the proper authorities," Thomas said, pushing the consul backwards. "And you had best remember it. And I have never met your bishop." On his shoulder. She said nothing. He could feel her heart beating. "The nights are the worst," she said. "I know," Thomas said. "Not in daylight," she said. "There are things to look at. But in the dark there are only memories." "I know." She pulled her face back, leaving her hands linked behind his neck. It was a distraction, and he forbade any of the other men to bring their women. But Genevieve still feared Robbie and the handful of men who seemed to share his... He expected Blanchard to ask what that reason was, but the abbot stayed silent and the Count.
What a f***.
year or two, you and I shall have a new home in Avignon, and then, in due time, we shall move the papacy to Paris and...
Daughter, what are you doing? Mom, just relaxing. Daughter, relaxing? Can't you at least take it outside? Mom, no, this is my house. You have to laugh. Like my friend was laughing when telling me this is in for Lindsay Buckingham, but the rest of the gang will be there. Beat the box office for Fleetwood Mac. Kanye West is a cocaine. Eric Clapton, 1061 Chase, 750, 1061 Call me. I apologize to my family, friends, fans, and teammates of the Mariners organization. I'm extremely grateful for the support, and I look forward to rejoining my teammates later this season. Who buys what Robinson Cano is selling? You know what, I'm not going to go completely against it, Creech. I'm only going to ask that in a normal world, when I'm collecting $24 million from a sports team, if I'm going to go on the...
Is now available on Amazon Alexa devices. For the greatest hits of the 70s, 80s, and 90s, just say Alexa.
Quality Western Red Cedar fences to their exclusive Durafence PVC and aluminum. Total Fence will supply and install it all. Use Total Fence to get started at winyourfence.com. Hi, welcome to Tim Hortons.
Hey, I'll have 6 large iced coffees, please.
Sure. How do you take them?
2 black, 2 with cream.
That's a dick move, bud. You fuck. Signal, man, signal. Oh, what are you doing? Yeah, you're turning, then go. Signal, man. Put your signal on. Jesus. really?
Let's go. We're on the highway.
$3,000 off hot tubs and above ground pools at Mermaid Pools. Scratch and save all month long until June 3rd. Grab a scratch and save card and let the savings begin. Mermaid Pools has deals on everything. Pools.
The local Canada car show. Oh, they do it every Tuesdays at the Hazeldean Mall. Heading there. Oh. Heading there to meet up with. What are you doing in the wrong lane, lady? Heading there to meet up with his and hers bike life. Fucking idiot. Look next time, you dumbass.
Seoul has been pushing the U.S. to resolve the nuclear crisis peacefully. Pyongyang last week threatened to cancel the summit, saying it refuses to be forced to give up its nuclear weapons. Sagar Meghani
and talked about, will I ever be able to walk again? The doctor said, well, the technician from the rehab here at Briere is going to come in and talk to you about that.
The arrow.
And I remember very clearly, and
The white truck never stopped, and we had the arrow.
Well, that was a nice lane change with no signal there, bud. Oh, another one. Look at that. Just cut across everything. There's 2 lanes. You can go too. Although no one turning ever ends up in their proper lane. So I don't totally blame you.
Police are investigating a serious assault downtown that has left a woman with life-threatening injuries. Police in the area
Pedestrians.
say city office at the Training Science Reading Room on Laurier cordoned off for much of the day yesterday.
And like, I saw our patients with really good, like, holy shit, success rates.
She couldn't stop the words once they started flinging out. So call Aylin a murderer and a thief and a liar. Call her a bitch queen and a fire breather. But forgive me if I take it upon myself to be the judge of those which I will do.
Whoa! I just want to see what the hell is going on. How did you manage that? How did you manage that? How did you manage that? I don't understand how you manage that.